Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Clarity Interface Office Hour session. This is the fourth session of this month. To better organize questions the HMS Help Desk receives during this training, our team recommends that you submit your questions through the A&Q option. So go ahead and, if you don't see that option, go ahead and click More, and you'll see the Q&A icon. We request that you keep your question general to the topics related in our training. Any agency-specific question is best supported through HMS Help Desk, which gives our team additional time to help further investigate and support your questions. And I just want to note that I will try my best to answer questions, but we will have time in the second half of this office hour to address questions. So please continue to add your questions to the Q&A. It helps us keep it organized there and not get lost in the chat. This is our agenda for today. We'll be reviewing the new Clarity Interface rollout schedule. We will review the functionality and workflow of the CS enrollment, CS current living situation, and assessment, sending the household to the community queue, keeping a client active on the community queue, adding housing opportunities, reviewing pending referrals, and exiting client from the CS enrollment. Today's session materials will be recorded and saved on our website, so you will be able to access this at a later time as well. New Clarity Interface rollout schedule. Clarity Human Service new interface will go live September 1st. We are in the third phase of this rollout, which is the new interface office hours for August. So please review our newsletters that we send out weekly to attend our sessions. September 1st, the new interface will be enabled on the live Clarity site. It is currently live on the training site. So for those who have access to the training site, please feel free to log in and test out the different functionality and workflow. And October 1st is when the legacy Clarity will sunset. So we wanted to let you all know to go ahead and continue to practice and get familiar with the new interface. As mentioned previously, the legacy Clarity will sunset October 1st, so users will have 30 days to get familiar with the new interface. Users will still be able to switch between the two interfaces until the legacy Clarity is sunsetted. Below are some next steps that we recommend users carry out just to get familiar with the new interface. If you have not yet, please do take the HMS Part 2 recertification so you can practice the new workflow on the Clarity training site. And BitFocus has an online course where you can review the new interface workflow, and you can attend our August office hours for additional support, review July new interface Clarity training materials, and review Clarity new look and common functions. We will start with CS workflow for Access Point. So we will go over the following steps. Enroll a client into the appropriate CS project, add a current living situation assessment, adding a homeless verification form and CS authorization form for the client record, complete the CS assessment, the bed reservation assessment if applicable, sending the client to the community queue, and sending them to the bed reservation if applicable. And Access Point will complete the current living situation every 90 days or as needed to keep the client active on the community queue. And we also have a KB that reviews this workflow, and we're currently updating it to share the current new interface, but the steps and workflow remains the same. Before starting an enrollment, you will need to switch over to County of Orange. to then be able to access the coordinated entry programs to then enroll the client. So the first step is switching over to County of Orange and then selecting the appropriate CS project from the list of project available under County of Orange. Family CS, households that have at least one minor or an expecting mother or a household that's in the process of unification would be enrolled in Family CS. Any other household composition that isn't defined as a family under Family CS would be enrolled in Individual CS. Then you'll complete the current living situation and then complete the entry screen to fill out the data elements and save that enrollment for that household. So we're going to switch over and do a demo. So if everyone can just give me a second to switch. And Liz, can you verify you see the Clarity training site?
Yes, I can see the training site.
Thank you. And before I jump into the enrollment, just want to share that this is the icon that you can switch in and out of the new interface and the dark mode in case you want to switch over to the dark mode version. We're currently on the default, which is the light mode. So from the client profile, you're going to go ahead and navigate. This is the client navigation menu. You're going to click on programs. And as mentioned, you need to make sure you're under the appropriate agency. So I am already currently under County of Orange. And I'm going to go ahead and click the add icon. And I will see the available coordinated entry programs. So I'm going to go ahead and select individual and click next. And you can kind of see the new interface gives you steps and it helps you with the workflow of what's required and helps guides you through. So you can also see any projects that require current living situation, it's built in and it's actually going to require that you fill this out before you get to the entry screen. And I'm going to add in a zip code to add a geolocation and click save. And now it takes me to the entry screen. So I do have some data already populated to help streamline our demo. So I'll go ahead and click save. But before I click save, I'm gonna add in the custom CS questions, click save. And this is where I can add additional household members if needed. But for this example, it's going to be an individual. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this step and click next and click complete. Now you'll see that this client has an individual coordinated entry enrollment. The client is not yet ready to send to the community queue because there's a few additional steps that should be carried out. The next step would be adding the CS forms. So you'll be navigating to the client profile screen, which is from this client navigation menu. And then you're going to click the add icon, select coordinated entry documents, and then select the appropriate file label and upload the CS document and click save. When you're uploading the document, again, please make sure that you're reviewing the label to make sure that you select the correct label. From there, you're going to go ahead and the next step is to create a CS assessment. Navigate back to the CS in program enrollment from the client navigation menu, select assessment, click the add icon, and then add. Once you add the icon, you're going to see the assessment populate. Go ahead and add the client's housing preference and list any accessibility needs, and then click save.
Elizabeth, sorry to interrupt. It looks like that they're having a little bit of trouble seeing your screen. Maybe you want to try to reshare it.
Okay, yes, I will stop sharing. And just want to verify, is it the demo or is it possibly the GIFs that are being viewed? The demo. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Let me try to zoom in and everyone can verify if they can see better. Thank you for letting me know. Once you have completed the CS assessment, you're still under that same screen. You're going to select more action, and when you see you'll see a new pick list populate. You're going to click view eligibility, and it'll take you to the Community Queue referral screen, and you're going to click the add icon and select coordinated entry system and click save and complete. And from there, the client is on the community queue. But a reminder, you need to keep the client active on the community queue. While household are on the community queue, their case manager should check in with them regularly. If a household is on the community queue for more than 90 days with no activity, their referral will be automatically removed. So the following items are action items to keep the household active. So you can add an updated current living situation, complete a check-in, add a note to the head of household record, or add a coordinated entry event. So we're going to do a demo, and I'm going to stop sharing to go to the Clarity site, training site. And I'm going to go ahead and try to zoom in a little bit more. Then Liz, can you verify you see the Clarity screen zoomed in?
Yeah, it looks zoomed in on my end.
Okay. And everyone feel free to add into the chat if this is a better view. I did zoom in. If you would like me to zoom a little bit more, please let me know. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and review the first demo before going into this demo. So as mentioned, when you're doing a CS enrollment, you should be under County of Orange, and you'll navigate from the client navigation menu, click Programs, and this is where you can click Add and enroll them into the CS program that's appropriate for their household composition. So the next steps that we're going to carry out is this client is enrolled, so we still need to carry out a few more steps before sending them to the queue. So we're gonna, from the client navigation menu, we're gonna go to Files. We're gonna click the Add icon, and we're gonna switch the category to Coordinate Entry Document. And from this pick list, select the appropriate pick list. So it could be CS authorization form, and then select the file. And at minimum, the homeless verification. So we're going to do self-verification. You're going to click choose file and upload your file. I won't upload a file today, but those are the steps. Once you upload, you can click save. And from there, you're going to go ahead and navigate back to the programs. You're going to go ahead and open up the coordinate entry enrollment. Switch over to the assessment tab. And now we're going to add the coordinate entry assessment. And you can see the available assessments. And we're going to do the individual CS assessment. You're going to select from the list, click next. And as mentioned, you'll see the new interface has steps. It numbers it 1 through 3 or 4, kind of guiding you through the workflow. And you'll have the housing interest questions. So you're going to review with the client and select the housing preference that they would like. And any accessibility needs, review this and fill out that information for the client. And we're going to go ahead and click save and then complete. You can see from here that the assessment is completed. And you're going to navigate to the right-hand side to hover over show more actions. And once you click that, you'll see view eligibility. From here, you're going to see the community queue referral, and you'll click add. This client already has it, but when you click add, you're going to see the option to select the community queue and send them. So for this example, on our training site, we do also have another community queue. So the first step is actually selecting the community queue, and then it'll take you to the screen, and you can add referral note and click save. I'm just going to pause to check in and see if we have any questions that I can address before moving forward. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'll go ahead and move forward for now, but I will check the Q&A at the end of the training. Oh, I wanted to also share one more step. My apologies. I wanted to mention while the client is on the community queue, something that's important that we did mention. And then, Liz, can you verify you see the Clarity site?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go back to the programs and go back to individual coordinated entry. As mentioned, the client is going to be on the queue. They're going to be pending and waiting for a match. As they're waiting for the match, please make sure that you're checking in with the client regularly, offering supportive services, and taking the action to keep them active on the community queue. So one of the action that you can do is add an updated current living situation. So you'll see this current living situation was recorded at the beginning of the enrollment screen, during enrollment screen. So now when you're adding a new one, you can still go back to assessment, click the add icon, and select current living situation. And then you'll scroll down, click next, and it'll take you to the window where you can add that information. From here, you're going to go ahead and review, add location details as needed, and add the geolocation. We do recommend adding the geolocation so that it adds that information for the current living situation. And you'll click complete. If you do that within the 90 days, it will keep the client active on the community queue. So that is the workflow for the access point. We're going to go ahead and switch over and review the workflow for a housing provider. So in the next couple of slides, we will review the functionality and the workflow for a housing provider. Adding housing opportunities, reviewing pending referrals, recording a referral outcome, and sending a referral back to community queue if applicable, and exiting the household from a CS enrollment if applicable. We also have a community queue for housing agencies KB. The workflow is still the same. We are currently working on updating the screenshot to match the new interface. So thank you for your patience as we're working on updating the materials. Adding housing opportunities. Each housing agency is responsible for entering and updating any housing opportunities at their agency. This can be done by assessing the availability tab on the referral page. Each agency must enter their project's housing opportunities in order to receive matches from either community queue. So you're going to go ahead and select from the primary navigation menu referral, and then select the program that you would like to add an opportunity to, and include all the details as so that you can receive an appropriate match. So try to add as much details as you can to help the matchmaker review and appropriately match to your housing opportunity. There is a note text box. So if there's any additional details that you would like to add, you can add there, and then you'll click Save and Complete. And another action that the housing providers will do is review pending referrals. Once a matchmaker has matched a household to a housing opportunity, the housing provider must review the match and determine whether or not the household is eligible for the project. Agency admins will be notified via email when a household has been matched to a housing opportunity at their agency. And this is a notification from the Clarity site. So you'll navigate to the referral screen from the primary navigation menu and select incoming referrals. You can select any any client referral and review additional details. Exiting household from CS. Once the housing provider has determined the household is eligible for the project and the household has confirmed that they wish to be assisted by the project, the case manager should enroll the household into their agency project. Household referred to a housing opportunity through the coordinated entry system will also need to exit a household from the coordinated entry project. So the first step is that you're going to go ahead and enroll the client into your program. And once they are housed, you do need to take an extra step and go back into the coordinated entry enrollment and exit them from CS to close out their CS participation. And I'm going to switch over to a demo. So just thank you everyone in advance for your patience as I get my screen ready. And Liz, if you can help me verify that you see the Training Clarity site and it's zoomed in.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for verifying. So I am on the primary navigation menu here. So uh, from here, you're going to go ahead and click referrals. And when adding on opportunities, you're going to go to the availability tab. And if you're adding a housing opportunity, you're going to go to coordinated entry and you're going to review the project that you want to add an opportunity to. So I want to add to this opportunity. And I just want to point out, you can see how many openings that already added to this project. So we're going to go ahead and open up this, select this program. Make sure that it is adjusted to limited. The other options will not allow you to add opportunities. So it is limited, so I'm going to go ahead and click next. And now I'll have the add program opening, and this is where I'll add the criteria eligibility for this opportunity. So you can see there is a note box section. So if any of these toggles doesn't provide enough information for your opportunity, please go ahead and add that context here so the matchmaker has additional details. We do recommend speaking to the CS lead and admin team for additional guidance if you need more information on filling out this housing opportunities to ensure that you receive appropriate and accurate matches. And you'll see that there's toggles for opportunities for family CS, individual CS, for TAY and veterans. So, please review every single item and make sure that you select everything that is appropriate for this opportunity. For this demo, we're just going to go ahead and select opportunity for individual CS. We're going to click save. And now you'll see that number increased by 1 because we just added the opportunity. And to review and edit any opportunities, you're going to go ahead and click the More action here, and you'll see a new pick list. And you're going to go ahead and click View Opening, and you'll see all the different housing opportunities that you have, and if you need to make any adjustments to that. And from this still here, we will going to switch up to incoming referral. Again, to navigate there, you're going to click referral and incoming referral. It's going to default to show pending and pending in progress referrals, but you can always make adjustments as needed, but we're going to keep the default. And you can see that there's an option to filter. So we're going to go ahead and click that and filter to this project to reduce the list so it's a little bit easier to review. So we can see that this client is referred to our agency. Again, you're under your agency so that you can see referrals sent to your agency. So we're going to go ahead and click on this client. It's going to take us to their referral. We can see that it's a pending status. And as you can see, this is their referral information, any notes added into the referral, if there was any members for this referral, and the different activity, the history of this referral. As you're reviewing eligibility, let's say this client we determine that this client needs was not met by our agency. So we're going to go ahead and update the status to denied. It's going to default by client, so you'll need to review which options it needs to be. Since we're going to do a client denial, and we're going to note that needs could not be met by the program. And you can add notes here as needed, and you'll see send to community queue. So you would want to send the client to the community queue so that they can be matched to another opportunity that best fits their need. So that's one scenario if a referral is denied. We're going to do a different scenario where the client we review and they're eligible and they decided that they want to move forward with this housing opportunity. You will not need to update the referral. You'll need to first carry these steps. You're going to go to the view client. You're going to enroll them into your program. So we're going to go ahead and enroll them. You can see that there's a pending referral, so it's letting you know that they were referred to this project. And if this is the appropriate project that they will be moving forward with, you're going to go ahead and click on that project, click next, and fill out the information. We're going to, just for this demo, we're just going to select today's date. Thank you for your patience. I'm just going to quickly click through this so that we can include this program enrollment. I'll click save. And complete. So now you see that we have a program enrollment in our program. And you'll also see this icon, which indicate that this client was referred through the coordinated entry. And under history, you're also going to see this referral have a close date. That means that this referral has been closed out, meaning they've successfully moved into the PSH program. Again, your step has not been done yet. Once the client moves into housing, you do need to switch back to County of Orange to exit them from coordinated entry. So if you can give me a second, I have to switch my screen. Just want to note, if you have additional agency access, you'll click under your name and be able to switch back and forth. So now I'm under County of Orange. I'm going to go back to programs. And the client has moved into the housing unit. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the coordinated entry enrollment and click forward to find the exit screen. From here, I'm going to go ahead and click add and exit them out. And fill out the information as needed and click save and complete. And now they have an exit date that matches the date that they moved into housing. And that concludes our walkthrough of the two different workflow of the access point and the housing provider. We do have a survey, so please feel free to fill out our survey so we can get your feedback. It really helps us develop future training sessions. And we will be sending out a recap so that you can access all of our office hours materials, recording, and slides. I want to switch over to address any questions that we have in the Q&A. A friendly reminder for those who joined us a little bit later, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and enter your agency full name into the chat for attendance. We have a question if the email sent to agency admin is through Clarity or Outlook. Um, the system will send you an email to your company email, the one that was set up with your account. If you're having any trouble receiving those email, please submit a ticket to us so that we can support. Sometime it could be blocked or possibly in your spam folder. So we want to provide support with investigating that. So please feel free to submit a ticket to our HMS Help Desk if you're an agency admin. So this is our second half of our office hours, open to questions. Everyone, please feel free to add your questions in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. If there was any demos you would like me to go over again in today's session, please feel free to let me know. I know there's a little bit of difficulty seeing the first demo, so if there was any that you would like me to review, please let me know. I just want to also add our calendar into the chat just to let everyone know we do have a few additional sessions for this month, and we hope you'll join us. In the next two sessions, we're going to go over additional practice of workflow. So if you're interested in reviewing additional guidance around data entry workflow, we're going to go through um, adding a client, program enrollment, CS, kind of putting all of our office hour sessions together into the training. So that would be August 26th and 31st. So please feel free to attend those upcoming sessions. Again, just want to open back up to the group. If there's any questions, feel free to add into the Q&A box or feel free to unmute yourself.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
this is Christine Delian, Orange County Housing.
Mm,
This question is kind of maybe off this particular subject, but just kind of a general question for using the training site.
yes.
I've observed that now the training site requires a secondary authorization. So I know me as an agency administrator, I'll go in, I put in my email, then I put in my cell phone number, and then it comes back to me. Are my users able to do the same thing using their own cell submit, or does that automatically only detect my cell number?
Thank you for your question. So each user's with the new MFA rollout, every user will have their own training account moving forward. So any users under your agency will have their own training account now. So you won't be sharing an agency account.
Okay, great. So when they go in, they're just using their company email and their company cell phone to get that authorization, correct?
Yes, correct.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question. And I'm going to add our KB that has additional guidance around that new update in Clarity. And if your team or anyone encountering any login issues, please feel free to submit a ticket. We're more than happy to schedule some time to support with ensuring that they can access the training site to complete the HMS Part 2 recertification.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. I don't I see any more questions coming in. So thank you all for your time this morning. Have a great day.